Welcome to Cursed and Curious. I'm Beth, and this week's a little different. Charlotte's resting her voice because she's completely lost it, which feels totally on brand for her, but I am not flying solo. Joining me tonight is my fellow investigator and resident spiritual powerhouse, Lotte.
Hiya. I'm Lotte. I've hosted with Paranormal Presence Investigation for quite some time now. We've done a couple of hunts together, which has always been amazing. You're always good fun. So thank you so much for having me.
I try to be fun. And it felt right to bring you on for this one because tonight is all about energy.
Oh,
And the kind that shakes walls, slams doors, and sometimes throws a tantrum with your furniture.
students.
Yeah, basically. So we are diving into the world of poltergeists, the loud, chaotic hauntings that don't linger quietly in the shadows. They make sure you hear them. So you've definitely had your fair share of noisy spirits, haven't you?
Oh yeah. Definitely. Both on investigations, but also when I've just been with people.
Just chilling.
Yeah. We tried for fun. Doing a Ouija board session, but this time we didn't use a planchette, we used a glass just to try some glass work. And it just kept going irate and irate and irate. And all of a sudden the spirit had enough, so this glass just came flying at us and broke. And it was like, it's an IKEA glass. I have 3 more where they came from.
Yeah, try me. But no, yeah, so before we get into the flying objects and haunted house drama, let's rewind a bit and back to where the whole idea of noisy ghosts actually began. So, the word poltergeist, I'm sure you know this, comes from German, polten meaning to make noise, and geist, ghost, which, yeah, pretty does what it says on the tin. Yeah. The Germans are known for that though, aren't they? This is what it is.
German is the best. I mean, you can always tell someone, if you want to tell someone you love them, say it in German because it just makes them confused.
Like it sounds aggressive.
Yeah, the beautiful butterfly.
Schmetterling. Don't. That is the one word that my boyfriend knows in German. And when he's trying to sound aggressive, it's Schmetterling. And I'm like,
oh, you could just send him to the hospital or Krankenhaus.
No, yeah, that is the extent of my German. I've done it for two years in school.
Oh.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then I know Dabina, which I think is a duck.
Oh yeah.
That's it. That's all I remember.
Oh.
I don't know why I remember duck. It's just 2. But anyway.
Well, dear autocorrect, it is never duck, so maybe that's why it sticks.
Yeah. So anyway, these stories go back hundreds of years.
Yes.
Long before the days of flickering lights and creaky floorboards. In early European folklore, there were all kinds of noisy house spirits. Some were blamed for throwing stones or breaking plates, others just knocked on walls to get attention. They weren't always seen as evil, sometimes they were mischievous, protective, and sometimes just chaotic. By the 16 and 1700s, though, the reports started sounding more like what we'd call a poltergeist today. Families would talk about objects flying across rooms, fires starting on their own, or people being scratched or pushed by something they couldn't see. And back then, they blamed everything. Witches, demons, even curses on the land itself. If your kitchen exploded for no reason in 1690, congratulations, you had a poltergeist. So then the spiritualism hit in the 1800s. Seances, table tipping, mediums, and suddenly noisy ghosts were everywhere. But the big shift came in the 20th century when investigators started wondering if it wasn't ghosts at all. They started talking about psychokinetic energy and the idea that hauntings could come from us, that our own stress, grief, or emotional build-up might be what causes these physical disturbances. Most cases seem to centre around teenagers or young adults, which make people think it could be something to do with emotional energy or hormonal changes. Like, all that bottled up emotion had to go somewhere, and sometimes it went straight into the furniture. And
it fits.
Yeah. It's as good a theory as any, I guess.
No, I mean, if you look at it, this is at least from my belief, everything we are, and I am sorry to break people's hearts and beliefs, and I'm probably going to send a few into depression, essentially we're all boiling down to energy. And scientifically, energy cannot be created nor destroyed out of nowhere. It just moves around and merges. So when we merge with that energy, I mean, surely when you feel it, you can feel an energy in the room. So if someone is really nervous, then you will have that nervous energy, and they'll be all jittery.
Yeah. And it's like you when someone's just had a fight and you walk into that room, you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, oh, okay.
You can cut that tension with a
You're like,
knife.
okay.
And
Tell me the gossip.
so I believe with the poltergeist, that energy can actually manifest itself, and you can build up so much extra energy because two particles can't occupy the same space at the same time. So they will automatically clash. So when they try to do that, then your energy then pushes the other energy. And that's where the glass comes flying from. Or maybe you're just a piss poor cook if your
Your kitchen's exploding.
Yeah.
Check the gas first before you start blaming.
But yeah. But that would be my first go-to.
Yeah. It's one of those theories that never really has gone away. Some investigators still think poltergeists are independent spirits and intelligent, maybe sometimes even malicious. Others think they're echoes of human emotion, amplified until it breaks into the physical world. And honestly, both sides of evidence is hard to ignore. But I also think poltergeists get given loads of things that get called a poltergeist, which aren't necessarily a poltergeist.
It's just a one size fits all.
Yeah.
It's it's like the term witch. I mean, witch.
Or demon.
Yeah, demon.
Oh no.
I mean, from my perspective, yeah, no, just demon, for me at least, is a Christian or of the faith invention.
Yeah.
I prefer to look at them as low energy, as primal energy. It's not necessarily good or evil, because those are two things that we need to quantify things. Nothing is pure good, nothing is pure evil, but nothing can exist without its direct opposite. So if we want to have kindness, we need to have hatreds and so on. So the low energy is essentially the negative energy or the shadow primal energy that tend to be stronger. But we just needed a demon, like an evil thing, to scare people into obedience, because that's what organized religion is. It scares people into obedience. Yeah,
it's do as I say and not as I do.
Yeah.
And very much not as I do. So, yeah, it is. So do you think that much energy can actually build up in a home and take over the whole house?
Yes. Because energy has to go somewhere, and when you're containing it within...
Just shutting the door on
it. within wood, and I mean, especially for teenagers, going back to the teenage energy, I mean, your neurons are firing at a massive rate. Your body's changing, your brain's changing, your whole social understanding is changing, and there's just so much going on. And we don't have a natural outlet for it, because a lot of it is something that's happening on the subconscious level.
Yeah.
And it's almost like when you use a pressure cooker. If you don't remember to...
If you don't...
it will go...
If you don't get the spoon out and push the tea. Yes, I have nearly burnt myself doing that.
So
almost get the wooden spoon. Yeah.
So definitely, I think it can be contained within one house, but it's also, there's a house and there's a home. So a house is essentially the structure,
just the walls, and
a home is what you make of it. So, for instance, we're renovating our new house in Glastonbury.
Your new home.
Yeah, it's not a home yet, because we're still taking out the wallpaper and discovering. Actually, maybe someone was possessed by a demon when they did that.
With all those old houses, jeez, I would love to know what some of these people were thinking.
I mean,
I genuinely would.
The wallpaper was, for lack of a word, very hideous. So we peeled it away, and underneath it was every single wall decked out in Barbie's dream house pink. Every single wall.
What's wrong with that?
on purpose, someone looked at all the color spectrum for the living room and said, "That one, yeah, big room,
pink,
very, very, very pink, very, very pink." So,
pink fans here.
I mean, I do. Don't get me wrong. I love pink in like moderation, like for wires and stuff. But when it's like the whole living room, no.
No.
But it's gonna take a while to make it a home, and the home is essentially what you bring into it. So if there is a lot of tension, a lot of negative energy, a lot of miscommunication, or lack of communication, then that'll fester, and that's what you bring into your home and create your home about. And that's when the energy manifestation sort of happens, and we have the poltergeist phenomenon. Sometimes it can be. I have experienced spirits that have actually been so desperate for contact, and they're like, because we can't always perceive them, or people can't always perceive them, and they're just so desperate, so they will do anything. And throwing something is the equivalent of a toddler throwing a hissy fit, like, "Look at me, I'm here."
Yeah, pay attention.
Yeah.
Look over this way, please. Yeah. And I know, I'm assuming you have as well, but I know I've walked into like investigations and you can just feel.
Oh, you can feel
You go in and you're like, oh, it's gonna be a good night. It's you feel uncomfortable almost because there's so much, even though it's not always necessarily like a negative energy, but it's just a lot.
It's just overwhelming.
Okay.
I felt that actually at Falstaff's when we had
Yeah.
the Ouija session, where they're like, "Oh, and that was another one of our hosts. I was like, "Oh, it's a demonic or negative energy," and I was like, "No, can we not say demonic energy?
Can we not say the D word?
Because people are freaking out.
Yeah.
Please don't."
No.
So it's like, so what it really was, it was a male entity,
Mm.
and because male energy tend to be really strong, it's just when you're not used to it and we're not used to working with energy,
Yeah.
then it just becomes overwhelming. So it can feel evil, but in reality, it's just a matter of asserting dominance.
It's just a man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, some people say it's the same thing, but
Oh yeah, it's just a man.
Yeah. But yeah, like I know when I walked into Falstaff's, because I made a day of it. Like even just walking around the museum in the day, you could feel there was it. Even like in weird places, like when I was looking at like one of the plague doctors, I was like, okay, this is fine. Then you walked into like a really what was meant to be a nice feeling route, or not nice necessarily, but happier space, and you're like, oh, this feels a bit weird here. What's happened here? Like, what is going on? And I know that attic felt heavy.
Yeah, you know what? 3 out of 3 times, whenever a guest went on the Estes, the 3 times I've been there, first word out of their mouth when I start talking is the B word. Loud and clear. 3 times.
Which B word?
The equivalent of a female dog.
Oh.
I'm not sure I'm allowed to say that.
Don't, because usually when I usually say that, the first word is Beelzebub.
Yeah.
They seem to throw stuff like that out, and you're like, behave yourself. You're not.
No.
Tell me what you actually are.
But this was that. So she put on the headphones. And said, right, are there any spirits here that wishes to communicate? And she just shouted straight, bitch. And I was like, okay, that's now the 3rd time that's happened.
Yeah. But I know that there's meant to be a guy tied to the place that
who
didn't really like women.
No.
And didn't really treat them very nicely either.
Nope. I guess I'm used to it because it happens at the Ancient Ramen as well.
They just see you and go, oh, no. She's going to moan us. Yeah. She's going to tell us what to do.
Yeah. It's like, you know, like, yeah. What? And I guess you just, when you do enough investigations, you get desensitized. So I'm now more desensitized to it. So, I mean, I've always been, oh, you can't go in there. It's dangerous. And me, here I come.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Dangerous? That's me sorted.
Who would like to do a lone vigil in this scary room? Oh, I'll go. Okay. It's fine.
I usually send Charlotte because she's hilarious when she comes running out. So, we love her, really. She's just
so adorable. I love her. She's so hilarious.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh.
Yeah, she's my person. Bless her.
But then again, that's the thing about paranormal presence I found. Similar to the group I was with over the weekend at Wintram Hall, Phantasm Tours. It felt like I've known them for a long time, even though it's the first time meeting them. And there's just an innate kindness and warmth.
Yeah, we try and welcome people with open arms, and
that's so important when you're hosting as well, like making your guests feel welcome.
Yeah. Even when people are there, like a bit nervous about going and doing something, we need to be there, like, even if we're absolutely, oh my god, but we need to at least look like we're not having a mental breakdown, like.
But also getting them comfortable with it. So I mean, I actually had a conversation with another investigator Saturday at Wintram Hall. And they were saying that they don't do human pendulum unless they ask for it because they don't really think. But what I find it is, as accurate or inaccurate as it can be, it's a great icebreaker and you get everyone involved.
Yeah, it's an icebreaker without letting people know it's an icebreaker. Yeah. Because if you were like, okay, we're going to go to around the circle and tell 2 truths and a lie. And we're going to try and figure out which one's right. Everyone's just going to look at you and go, oh, for God's sake, this is going to be this all night. If you go, human pendulum, I'm like, oh. What's that?
Yeah, and it is interesting. And I always tell the guests, I say, it will feel really weird because what we're doing is essentially sensory deprivation. So you will naturally sway. But once we take away your sense of sight, your sense of sound, then of course your body's trying to compensate.
Yeah, your body's trying to balance itself. And
so it feels further, that it feels like you're falling further than you actually are.
Like you're going to fall flat on your face, but really you've just moved like...
Except one time in Wookiee Hole, that was... I mean, you can see it on the video. So this lady's grandmother came through and I had no idea. I was just answering. And one of the hosts was like, "Oh, you telling porkies, spirit?" And then you can see in the video, I just go flying backwards, like, whoop.
I'm assuming backwards was no.
And I was like, yeah. I was like, ow. I was like, what the?
That was mean.
And I couldn't hear what they were saying because I had headphones on. I just went flying backwards.
Yeah, just absolutely not. But yeah. So, anyway, I do have a story for you about a poltergeist, since that is the topic of today. And it didn't actually happen that long ago. It was only 2012 in Stockport.
Oh.
So, UK. I was going to say local, but I don't think it's that local.
I'm geographically challenged.
I mean, so am I. But it feels...
Let's just say it's local.
It's England, I think. So anyway, Stockport, 2012. A quiet family home on a quiet street. Nothing about it suggested anything strange. No tragic history, no spooky legends, no reason to expect what was about to happen. It began with noises, not gentle creaks or the odd knock, but sudden, violent bangs that came from inside the walls. The family tried to ignore it at first, thinking it was pipes or maybe the neighbours. But the noises kept coming. Then objects started moving, small things at first. Keys, toys, ornaments. They'd disappear and reappear somewhere impossible, like on top of the cupboards or inside drawers that hadn't opened in days. And then one night it escalated. The family said they were sitting in the living room when the sofa moved. Just a few inches at first, like something had shoved it. They froze. Then a framed photo fell from the mantelpiece and smashed on the floor. That's when they called the police. I mean, bit of an overreaction, I would say, but...
What can the police do?
We'll find out.
Yeah.
So when the police arrived, they were expecting chaos of the humankind. So maybe a domestic disturbance, maybe a prank. Instead, they walked into silence. The air felt thick, electric. One officer described it as the kind of quiet that makes your stomach drop. And I know that feeling. You're like,
oh, yeah.
And as they entered the living room, they saw it happen again. The same heavy sofa sliding across the floor when no one was near it. Moments later, a crucifix lifted slightly on the wall and flipped upside down. Of course it did. They searched the house top to bottom, every room, every cupboard, even the loft, and nothing. Then came the noise, a single deafening bang from the kitchen, so loud the windows rattled. And when they ran back down, every chair had been stacked perfectly in the centre of the room. One of the officers opened his mouth to say something, and a drawer slid open by itself, spilling cutlery onto the floor. Another officer said he felt a sudden hard tug at his belt, strong enough to pull him backwards a step. He spun round, thinking his colleague was behind him, but no one was there. They stayed there for over an hour. The sounds followed them from room to room, always just behind them, as if whatever was there didn't want to be seen, only heard. Eventually, the activity faded, leaving behind the same thick silence they'd walked into. Their report described unexplained movement of furniture, objects being thrown, and disturbances of unknown origin. Even the neighbours later admitted they had heard the noises too. No one was ever arrested. No one was ever arrested, no hoax was ever proven, and the family moved out soon after, leaving behind a house that, by all accounts, didn't want to be quiet.
Oh.
So,
when can I go?
What do you... I could not find where it was, and I was like, I need to go here.
Yeah.
I want to see the chairs stack up. Like, oh.
I want a ghost to stack my chairs. You know, like neat and good.
What, in your classroom at the end of the day, just...
Yeah, maybe even get like get a little mop out, start some sweeping.
If they can stack chairs, they can do anything, right?
Mark my papers.
Cook the dinner.
Yeah.
Just...
Especially the marking, I could use help with that.
Just...
Yeah.
No, like...
Come on, tick some boxes.
Like, how do you even go back to your boss, though, as a police officer and go, so... there was chairs. There was sofas moving. and noises, but no one was there. What do you want me to put this down as? Yeah, like
unidentified disturbance.
Could you find the culprit? No.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Maybe.
I mean, the cuffs wouldn't fit, I guess.
He ran out.
Yeah. He was too quick for us. But yeah, and it's like, oh, don't. Like, I think police reporting something gives it almost a bit more credibility. Because, like, police in themselves, you're like, the police aren't gonna right. If it was like a police officer outside of hours, I'd be like, you'd make things up just as much as the rest of us. But there's something about them having to go back and report that. I think they would get that. They wouldn't live that down. You're going to be known as the poltergeist ghost for forever.
But is there an actual police report on this? Like, when you did the research of the story, what evidence?
I couldn't find the actual police report itself. Only reports of said thing. But I don't know if that is because they don't release police reports, like, from 2012. Because I couldn't find anything from 2012 and the police reports. I'm like, okay. Unless it was, like, someone taking a photo and doing things that they probably shouldn't have. So I'm like, is there, yeah.
I'm actually tempted to call Stockport Police to get some verification.
Did you have a poltergeist?
Yeah. Just call them up and say, I know this is far back, but in 2012 there was reports of suspicious disturbance in a house. No report has been found, and I'm doing research in the paranormal and energy work, and I would very much like to know if such a report exists. Off the record, it's just more for personal.
Yeah, you don't need to give us your name.
Yeah.
And badge number.
Yeah, no, it's just, is there such a report, yes or no?
Yeah, and I think it also then depends on the person who answers the phone at that point, because like if you get one of these police officers that like, ugh, like not again. This is the 5th one today.
Yeah, I would suspect that's something that's research. But again, it's very difficult because I remember when we were in the Ancient Ramin for the second time, I think. So we were all in the barn. We were 6 people left or something. None of us was near the barn door. And we were like saying, okay, come on, do something really impressive. And then we just heard like a bang, like someone physically kicked the door, and the door was like vibrating. None of us did it. We had 2 of the guests that was terrified, obviously. I mean, yes, my heart did jump because who kicked that door? But it was more frustration. So I ran out and said, excuse me, who just kicked the door? And they were like, no one. Well, someone was outside. We were in the barn. Someone kicked the door. The last one they let out was 5 minutes ago. So there was no one in the yard. Oh. And I was like, I want to see video of this. I want to prove that there was no one there. And they said there was no one. It was literally us, and there was no one near the door. The furthest, the closest to the door was a good 3 feet away from it.
Oh, yeah.
So I have no idea, no explanation for that, because it wasn't a gust of wind. It was a proper kick.
Yeah, you can tell the difference. You 100% can tell the difference.
So I don't know how that, because it wasn't Richter or anything, because we checked.
And I think that is what you've got to be careful of when you're going to these well-known haunted places. Like, some people, not all.
No, but
and I feel like it is the few that ruin it for the majority.
I mean, I have been on investigations where I've suspected that they'd been led, and I have been, I don't remember the company, but I was told a story about some people that went on an investigation, and apparently this husband and wife couple pretended to be amongst the guests, and they got like great results on their Ouija board. And later on, the people found out that they were actually part of the hosts.
Oh, gee.
Yeah. But you do find that. I mean, when we went on our very first ghost hunt in Hellfire Caves, I love Hellfire Caves. I do. It was amazing. But yeah, it was so lit. You know, oh my God, do you see that shadow right there?
Yeah, that male-looking shadow.
Yeah, and
that is about 5.5 feet tall.
Yeah,
Like, oh yeah, okay.
yeah, and everyone saw it, and I was looking around, and I saw a different spirit, like in the other
And
corridor.
you're like, what about this one?
And I was like tugging on my husband, like, babe.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God, Miss. Like,
No, I need to investigate the Hellfire Caves. I've not managed to investigate there, but
I mean, I will say though, I've hosted it as well. It is an amazing venue. But we were so excited because when we were in the tunnels, we had the K2s go off. It was like, oh wow, this is actually intelligent response. And one in my group, he was a former electrician, and he said, "Is there security camera?" And I was like, "Yeah, around, but the wires are tucked in way behind the limestone." And he said that actually doesn't matter because this type of limestone is conductive. I said, but how do we prove it though? And he had his electrical measuring thing with him, so he was
Just
able to put it.
typical
No, he
electrician.
said he always have it. Yeah. And lo and behold, that reacted the same way the K2 did. So that was debunked, and I was
Yeah.
like, wow, I just learned something new.
Yeah, I need to get one for the kit now.
And he was like, oh, I'm sorry if I ruined the hunt. And I was like, no, you saved it, dude. That's what I
Yeah.
want you to do. I want people to
Yeah,
actually
prove me wrong.
prove me wrong. And as you've heard me say this before, the last thing you should go to, even for poltergeist, is
Yeah.
the paranormal. When you've ruled out everything else, then yeah, we can talk about the
Yeah.
paranormal.
Yeah, it's like what Sherlock said? When
Yeah.
you rule out everything,
Normal?
all the impossible,
Yeah.
whatever's left, no matter how improbable, is what it is.
Yeah.
That is paraphrasing to
Yeah.
the extreme. Apologies.
Says the light worker who has been doing it for 24 years and who dwells in the spirit realm. And yeah, you've seen me be dead on before.
Yeah, you've always got to take things with like a pinch of salt. I think even
Yeah.
though you're like, I'm 99% sure there is no logical explanation for this, but I'm just gonna run through.
It doesn't hurt to double check
No.
because if you don't have a healthy dose of skepticism, you lose yourself.
And then you'll just see everything. Everything's a ghost.
Yeah.
Like I think a car, like a
Yeah.
light comes up on your dashboard, ghost.
Yeah.
No, I just need to change my oil. Like,
Oh my God, did you hear that creaking sound? Yes, that is called 200-year-old floorboards.
oh my God, what's that noise? It's the doorbell.
Yeah.
Go answer it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually a good excuse next time. It's like, oh my God, what's that sound?
I can't imagine what this is.
No. I wonder if it'll stop automatically. Let me get my recorder out. Oh, lo and behold, it stopped. Yay!
Or, oh, is that, what was that sound? What is it? Oh, is it the oven done? Go get dinner on.
Yeah.
Go. But yeah. So, if we're talking about actual poltergeists, so we've got the spirit versus energy kind of debate. Is it a spirit? Is it something that comes out of us and or not even necessarily out of us? Sometimes it could just be like leftover energy, which isn't necessarily spirit.
I mean, it
Like,
can.
yeah, you know.
They are. They are endurably interlinked. So spirits, because again, as said before, we're all energy, and once we die and our light is extinguished, we rejoin and become energy particles. So our light sort of goes into the ether, where it can merge with other energy, and we feed off that. So yes, it could be a spirit that is desperate to get attention, or it could be the energy because it's feeding off our energy. And we're feeding off its energy, and that sort of like merges into sort of like a big bang almost. I don't know if this makes sense.
It's just a big...
Yeah, so all three is actually intertwined within each other. So you can't really say, is this a spirit, is this a poltergeist, or is this human emotion? Because those three are interlinked.
They're like the same thing, just different stages. Almost.
It's just a matter what we call it, yeah.
Just... yeah, well, but you are.
And again, one term, an umbrella term, sort of covers everything.
Yeah, and I think poltergeist is everything that has a physical reaction to things. Like, if it moves, it's a poltergeist. But it's then, is it an emotional sort of poltergeist that's being born out of...
Or is it malicious? Or
yeah,
maybe not malicious is the wrong word, but is it a compilation of too much residual negative energy, almost like a vortex that decides.
Yeah,
to
and almost like sort of stone tape theory, kind of.
yeah.
Like the buildings or the surroundings are holding on to an energy, and it's not intelligent. It's not.
They will automatically do that. I mean,
Yes.
whenever you contain something, it has to go somewhere, and if you put a wall in front of it, it's going to disperse at a slower rate than if you just have an open door.
Yeah, that's why we have houses. So we don't get cold.
Yes.
Yeah, keep all that energy and heat in, and then we're very happy people.
And pretend it's happy energy so we don't get poltergeists. Phenomenon.
Or very happy, and you get a very happy poltergeist. Just making cakes and stuff. That would be great.
Oh,
A cake making ghost.
I would love that. Yeah.
How do we summon a baker?
Do we have a spirit of a baker come through? No. Darn it! Can you find us a baker?
Yeah, give us a baker, please. It's almost like spirit roulette.
Yeah.
Which one has come through now? No, you're not the one we want. Sorry.
And that's essentially like you have Ouija boards. That's just Facebook for ghosts, or Twitter for ghosts. You never know what's going to come through, and they all have.
I would argue it's more like chat roulette.
Yeah.
Do you remember that era of the internet? Jesus.
I am unfortunately that old. Yes, I remember chat roulette. I remember MSN.
Yeah, just pressing the button and seeing what comes up. 90% of the time it wasn't good. No. So I think Ouija boards are safer in that sense.
Yeah. It's like a leftover. Yeah.
You can leave a Ouija board without being emotionally scarred.
Well, yeah. Well, sometimes, because I have seen, unfortunately, people do get emotional about Ouija boards.
Yeah.
And this is again where I guess I'm like a double-edged sword. I'm really weird, as you probably found out, because I have two sides to me. Like one side, I know when it's spiritual, but at the same time, there is also, and this is again poltergeist energy, because we're pushing our energy out. It's subconscious movement. So if we really want the spirit to come through, and this is not done on purpose. This is just subconsciously we're starting to move, and we tell them whenever the planchets start to move, you follow. So naturally, if you are really, really desperate for someone to come through, that energy will then go into your hand, manifest, and it will start moving the planchet. And because everyone else is following, then all of a sudden we have something come through.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've seen other times when my spirit guide, who refuses to let me go on Ouija board, like 5 or 6 times, board just went straight to goodbye.
Right.
Goodbye. Like, no. Goodbye. No. Goodbye. No. Albert, is that you? Yes. Right. Can I please have a spirit come through? Goodbye. And I took my finger off the Ouija board, like still connected with my pinky. And lo and behold, the planchet went.
Just done its thing. But since we've sort of moved on to this anyway, let's talk a bit about you. And find out, because you don't. Every time we investigate, you tell me another little like nugget of information. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. And I'm like, okay, I need to know everything. So, how did you first get into the spiritual side of things?
I guess I've always been into it. It started when I was little, when I had my imaginary friend that I used to play with.
Your imaginary friend that wasn't imaginary, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and that's the thing with especially children are very, very sensitive. But we tend to, because we have a high need to conform to society, we tend to put our lid on it. And my mom would say, oh, it's just an imaginary friend. You're being silly. Stop being that. So I started to put a lid on my abilities.
Yeah.
But he would, this imaginary friend would take the form of a very Hanna-Barbera character called Quick Draw McGaw.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, the sheriff horse, who I adored when I was little. And then when I came into my teens, I sort of started getting in touch again, because I was, my father was shot when I was 11, and that was a surprise, a deep emotional trauma.
Shocking.
Yeah. And that's why this is something that my mentor, who taught me everything spiritual, said. I'm what's known as a wounded healer.
Okay.
So I help heal people, but I have wounds that will never close, and it's that trauma that sort of helps the light. And I think I was about 14, 15, and then this older gentleman just came to me out of nowhere. And I was like, "Who are you?" He
What
said,
do you want?
"I've always been with you." And so like, "No, this is wrong." So it turns out that he was my spirit guide. So we are, according to my mentor and him, we're all assigned a spirit guide when we're born.
Okay.
So some people call it the soul. I
Mm.
call it the light. But we have this little light inside of us that is given, that's essentially our life essence. And our spirit guides' jobs is to guide us and protect us. They have to protect the light.
Mm.
Now, because I was a child, I couldn't perceive Albert as being Albert. He would come to me in a familiar form that I liked to gain my trust.
Yeah.
And as I got older and I saw him in his true form, then I had to regain that trust again. And my mentor really helped me with this. So she explained a lot to me and helped me hone in my abilities.
Yeah. So when you go into a sort of space, like what's your go-to way to read it? Is it just like your intuition? Are you a tool girl? Or are you just like, can I use everything in my arsenal? And
it just comes naturally as soon as I go into it. It comes with places, it comes with people. That's why I'm not really a woohoo, lots of people, because it's so draining when you are an energy worker.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's like
that's why I always shake people's hands when I meet them for the first time, usually, because that tells me everything I need to know about you.
Yeah, like, are you a serial killer? Are you?
Yeah. Do I like you?
Do I want to be in a room alone with you?
And it's just innate. Like what am I feeling? So I've learned by practicing. So now I can distinguish my feelings. So if I get cold, but not freezing cold, it's an internal cold that comes from inside and out, then that's usually a male spirit. If I am sweating like a green church, then it's a female spirit.
Yeah.
And if it comes from the side, then I know it's a kind energy. But negative energies, they tend to come through the nape of your neck. A lot of people think it's the crown chakra and the front of your head, but it's actually that little nape on your neck right here. That's where you're most vulnerable. And that's when it will like detach itself to.
And it's weird that you said that about the male spirit, you will feel cold, and female, you'll feel warm, because that's very old. Like with the humoral theories, like women are hot and men are cold. Like that goes back Greek level.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that.
Yeah, because there was I've been listening to lots of podcasts recently about history, and I was like, yes, it's my time to shine. Yeah, no, that's why.
That's actually really interesting.
It's a very as you were saying that, I was like, oh, maybe they were onto something.
I mean, that's
maybe not what they thought they were onto, but something.
I haven't been wrong yet.
No.
So sometimes it'll be full on a sight, and other times it'll just be feelings of what I hear. And people, I hate the term medium because it just leaves a bad taste, and there are just so many.
Yeah, there's so many mediums.
Yeah, misused. But people do come and ask me like, "Oh, I recently lost so and so." Says, "I'm aware that there's been loss. Oh, could you please contact this person for me?" And I'm like, you do know it's not like a phone line, right? I can't just phone up and say, "Hey, can I please speak to?" Thank you.
You're not the operator.
Yeah. Operator, can I please? No.
Yeah, let me connect you just now.
Thursday at 2:00. Perfect. Thank you. Bye. I will try, but I give no guarantees.
Yeah.
And sometimes they might not come through on the first go, but then 3 days later in the middle of the night, I'll get a message and be like, "Oh, hey."
Okay, yeah. So let me just wake up, write this down, and go back to sleep.
So going back to Wookiee Hall, this is a great example. I was channeling this lady's grandmother. I didn't know it was the guest's grandmother at the time. But when I came out at some point, I just started crying because I was so emotional. Because she was emotional. The lady was emotional. Everybody was emotional. And I went over to the girl and says, there's something your grandmother wants you to know. It says you need to follow the path you're on because that's the path of growth. You cannot go back. You have to trust your instinct because that's what makes you grow as a person. And funny enough, that is the answer she was looking for and what her grandmother had told her. So we had a little chat about that. And then the grandmother mentioned something about a necklace. And that necklace was, we didn't really get into it because we had to move on.
Yeah.
So later on, before this, I have a wolf pendant normally when I go on investigations, which contained my spirit wolf. I lost that pendant. I dropped it somewhere and I was devastated. I didn't tell anyone other than my husband, and I was really, really grumpy and sad and because I lost it. And towards the end, my husband came and says, "Oh, I found your pendant," and I was like, "Oh, thank you, babe." And he's like, "Oh, I didn't find it. One of the hosts found it." So I went to one of the hosts and said, "Thank you for finding my pendant." And she's like, "I didn't find it. One of the guests did." So I went to the lady and I was like, "Excuse me, I know this is gonna sound weird, but you remember the necklace? Did you find this pendant by any chance?" And she was like, "Yes, I picked it up when we came in. It was just lying on the road." So full circle.
Like needed.
Yeah, and I was like,
It's like, yeah.
"Thank you."
Yeah.
And that was apparently the necklace that the grandmother was talking about. So that was one of the better
It's like
ones.
the stars aligned and it's like this is
It was just
how it's meant to be.
It was just weird because there's no explaining that.
It's just there.
I mean,
yeah, there's no such thing as a coincidence.
No.
It's no.
So yeah, it's very much working with energies as well. And part of it why I'm saying like, yes, I understand the need to reach out, but sometimes, as Albert has said to me multiple times, the road ends here. And there are questions that are better left unasked. And not because he's being rude or because it's a big universal secret, but because it just creates more trauma. And it's how we deal with that trauma. So I can that's why I don't reach out to my father anymore, because I know he's where he's meant to be. So I can't, even if I wanted to, I can't come into contact with him.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But yeah, I have so I do try and help people. I want to help people, and if they come to me, I will try my best.
Yeah.
But it's not a guarantee. I mean, it's not a dog and pony show.
No.
Because you can actually mess with someone. And I have seen the so-called mediums do cold reading, and they've just ended up ruining people's lives because they just open up all this trauma, which then turns out to be complete BS.
Yeah, and it's very vague. Then if it's not,
it's very simple.
It's very vague.
I mean, any idiot can learn how to cold read. It's not difficult. I mean, if you look at me, for instance, unfortunately, I'm looking my age now, 41.
No, you're not. Behave yourself.
But that would mean I was born in 1984. Now, 1984 to 1989, let's give us a 5-year span. The most popular Danish girl name was with L, was Lotte or Lisa Lotte or Charlotte. So 33.
Just.
I see something beginning with an L. It's not Lee. No, it's Lotte, right?
And like they say they sort of like go through the syllables, don't they? And then like they're waiting for you to just like
and even
make a little thing.
And even if you're trying not to give anything away, you cannot help it, because you'll like give a simple like nod or shake your head and I mean, I'm sensing some trauma in your background.
Shocking. Why do you think for a psychic reading?
Everyone has trauma. It's like, I'm sensing anxiety, depression, maybe.
Yeah. Have you lost someone recently?
Yeah. We always have. I mean, everyone has had some level of anxiety in them.
And but recently is also very subjective. Like, if you're like,
what is reasonable?
Recently could be yesterday or like 10 years ago. It depends how raw that emotion is. Like, I think it depends on how recently you would say things are.
I'm feeling something. I'm feeling really tight in my chest, like my heart. I want to say something with the heart. Yeah. And
it's never a weird like cause of death, is it? It's not. There's never like, they got like an arrow through the knee or something.
Yeah.
Like,
and statistically, everyone would at some point have something heart related in their family.
Yeah.
all related to the the circulation.
I mean, that is sort of what happens. Like that is the thing that goes. But
again, you can be actually quite accurate. So
you need to take. I think you need to take everything with yourself. Everything.
I went to this pub I used to frequent, and the bartender, she was smelling differently, and she was pregnant. And I said, "Oh, congratulations, you're pregnant!" And she was like, she cried because she'd recently been to the doctor and she lost a baby. And I said, "No, there is still a baby in there because you smell different. You have a baby in there. You are still pregnant." And she gave birth to a beautiful baby girl.
Did she call it Lotte?
No.
That's rude. I mean, that's the least she could have done.
No, it's just because she smelled different. I mean, pregnant women actually smell different because it's on the pheromones.
Yeah, and it's like, I think like animals can sense it, can't they? They're like animals, dogs and cats are on it. They're like, you're different. Just gonna plonk myself on you now. Yeah,
and they can detect. They can even detect like tremors and everything when you're about to have it.
Yeah, the service dogs are so clever.
They're amazing.
Them. My favorite service animal though is the guide ponies for people that are allergic to dogs, and they get the little Shetlands.
They're so.
Oh my god! When I learned that out, oh my god! I was like, I've never wanted to be allergic to a dog before in my life, but if I ever go blind, I want to suddenly be allergic to a dog because I want a pony.
I just want a little baby goat, like a little baby pygmy goat.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, they are so cute. Just little fluffy ones. Yeah. So, one last question before we have to wrap up.
Yeah.
What is your go-to, like, I'm going to say ritual, but that's probably not the right word, to set up the energy and close down the energy of an investigation, especially if it's like a heavy one, when it's like...
So, well, like close people off physically, where I just like shut the gateway. I have an opening, like a prayer of protection that I will sometimes do, where it's essentially getting everyone's light to merge together and form a circle of protection. Open and close the Ouija board for safety, and also it tends to relax people more.
Yeah.
Because Ouija boards get a bad rep from
they do,
movies.
And it's like when the guests on investigations like ask me like, what are we gonna do Ouija board? It's the same as any other communication. You're opening yourself up one way or another.
Yeah.
Like as long as you're going into it with good intentions and you're not going and being like, come at me, bro. Like you're gonna get, well, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get what you take into it. And in the very rare occasion you may get something that's a little bit meaner.
And then you just say goodbye.
Yeah, because like, no, I'm not doing this.
You just have to be very specific when you're dealing with the spirit, because they can be cheeky. They will try to mislead you. But as long as you remember the 3 R's, respect for the venue, respect for the spirits, respect for each other, because would you like someone coming into your house, like kicking the door and saying, come at me, bro, shouting obscenities? No. So why do you want to do it to spirits, whether you believe in them or not?
Yeah, you got to be respectful.
It's very, very simple. And I always tell, it's your night if you don't call out, because no one wants to talk to someone who's just sitting in the corner. No. Engage with them.
Yeah. Bring your energy and they'll match it.
Yeah. And be very, very specific when you're asking questions. Otherwise, you're going to get mixed results.
Yeah. And don't say, light something off if we're going to leave, if you're not intending to leave. It's my biggest bugbear.
Yeah.
And then I do it every now and then when it's like 5 minutes to go. And every time I get an answer straight away, and you're like, so you could have just answered me at any point tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you waited until now. And it's like, it's I usually do it when it's like a quiet night, and I'm like, I need to prove that like the equipment works. I'm like, I promise I've turned everything on. And you're like, okay, light something up if you want us to leave. Cat ball goes off. You're like, okay, see ya.
I mean, if it is a quiet night, I do sometimes. I have done in the past, taking people on a guided tour. Meditation, where I take them to a safe place where they can sort of communicate. Nice. There's another lady from our company that does it as well. Kelly.
Yes, Kelly, Kirsty and Mel.
Yeah,
They
so
do a lot of that kind of stuff.
yeah, so her technique and my technique is essentially the same, but it gives good results. But as I always say, just look after yourself,
Yeah.
because and don't take everything with a pinch of salt. And this is actually a funny story. You know, this the spirit box or the chatter box that shouts out random words.
Yes.
So we were at Avenue House as guests, and I think this group was a bit inebriated. But this lady was convinced her husband was cheating on her based on this little box. And every time it came out a word, she was pulling her hair, shouting out, "I'm gonna kill him! He has," and she was irate.
Oh my God.
And all of a sudden, and I was like, "No, no, 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 no! Listen, listen, listen! It's maybe there's a plausible explanation. Let's just see where this is going." But she was convinced, and she got more and more angry. And then she left, and I was, "Oh boy, that poor gentleman."
Yeah.
And I was
Oh,
told
no.
by one of the hosts, like, "You cannot interfere with people's problems like that." I said, "I know, but she's taking orders from a random word generator that may or may not hit it. Literally,
Yeah.
it's programmed to spit out 3 words every 180 seconds. That's what the spirit box does. Every 180 seconds, it spits out a random word." And she's now ready to risk her.
Yeah, she's going to the lawyers in the morning. Like,
Probably there is some innate tension, so she's probably suspected him for a while.
yeah,
but
and it's like you just need that one thing to like be like, yeah, no,
yeah,
that's it. Even if it's like the most ridiculous thing in the world.
yeah.
It's
I was sort of like, oh, that poor boy.
Oh yeah.
Poor man.
I mean, maybe he.
Yeah, maybe he deserved it. Who knows? I mean, who am I to judge? We listen, we don't judge.
If you are listening, tell us what happened though. we are nosy. But anyway, so tonight we've talked about one of the most unpredictable parts of the paranormal, which is the poltergeist. The noise, the chaos, the energy that fills a room and refuses to be ignored. We've looked at where those stories come from, what they might be, and how that energy can shift from folklore to full-blown experience. And honestly, I think that's what makes poltergeist cases so fascinating. They blur that line between the living and the dead, between emotional and entity. So, because I'm just gonna start again. I was looking at the page and I was like, I have no idea what word I'm reading. It's because it doesn't make any sense. Jesus Christ, what was I doing when I was writing this? Anyway.
Chop off the first one.
I'm going to. So, whether you believe it's a spirit trying to make itself heard or energy manifesting from people inside a house, either way, something is trying to tell a story. And that's why we do what we do, to listen, to document, and sometimes to remind the living that energy we carry matters just as much as the energy that lingers. So if you want to experience some of that energy for yourself, Paranormal Presence have a few investigations coming up. We're heading to, it'll be too late when this goes out to, say, Wookiee Hole and our lovely Halloween events, but that we will be wrapping those up in our next episode.
Yeah.
So you get to go all the gossip behind those.
I'm so excited for the Rifles Museum.
I'm so excited for Wookiee. I cannot wait. It's Friday.
But yeah, we have in December, I believe we have
Hook. We have Hook Court in December. We've got Wimmering Manor, which is sold out.
Oh,
unfortunately. We've got
Basildon
Brickworks. We have Westbury Pool, which is always a good night.
Bring bathing suits.
Please don't. I don't want to act like a lifeguard.
Okay.
Please no. And I know that a few of us are going to Newsham Park.
I want to go Newsham Park.
At the end of that's Valentine's Day next year.
Oh, that's a perfect way to spend Valentine's.
I know. So yeah. Valentine's gift. Ghost hunt at an abandoned asylum in Liverpool.
Yeah.
What better way? So yeah. And there's probably many more that we haven't forgotten to mention there. So just keep an eye on the Paranormal Presence socials for details. And if you spot us on a vigil, come and say hi. Maybe just not during an EVP session.
Yeah.
But before we do go and chase down this next haunting, a few thank yous and shout outs to round off the night. First, massive love to Lotte for joining me and bringing a bit of calm to the chaos. It's been good hearing a spiritual perspective on the noisy side of the paranormal. So where can people find you if they want to follow your work or join you on an investigation?
Well, I host with Paranormal Presence Investigations. I have an Instagram called Paranormal Endeavors. Is essentially half my face. That's the profile picture. I post spiritual shit, spiritual stuff like the three deads. And also every time I host an event, I do a shout out for that event, and so you can buy tickets there. And it's just to see what the mushings, the musings of a light worker.
Yeah, you're much better at me than posting on Instagram. I need to sort it out.
I know I should probably get on that TikTok thing and everything.
You do need to go on TikTok.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm maybe too old for TikTok.
No, you're never too old for TikTok. But anyway, so you can follow Lotte on Instagram and TikTok because she will be getting that. But
I mean, that's the primary. I do have my Facebook page as well, but that's primarily for like friends and family and weird people who
like me. But yeah. So if you are new here, make sure you're following Kirsten Curious on all the socials as well. So TikTok, Instagram, X, Threads, Facebook, YouTube, even Reddit. And for all the behind the scenes chaos, creepy finds, and whatever ghost decides to photobomb us next. And if you want to go deeper into the weird, the early episode drops, bonus stories, and our unfiltered chats that definitely shouldn't make it to Spotify, you can join the Patreon Coven. Paid tiers get your name shouted out right here on the show, so it's your chance to become an official part of The Haunting. And big thanks, as always, to Paranormal Presence Investigations, our team, our second home, and the reason we keep finding ourselves in the dark with ghosts who have way too much to say. Check out their socials for upcoming events and come experience this energy for yourself. And a huge shout out to Bracknell Podcast Studio and to Nico, who somehow turns 2 investigators, a microphone, and a mountain of chaos into an actual podcast every week. If you like what you heard tonight, hit follow, leave a review, and maybe recommend us to someone who secretly loves a haunting as much as you do. Your support keeps the lights on, literally, because otherwise the ghosts win. I see Lotte has picked up her fun little sweets that she's brought with her. So before we go, we're going to try
challenge. Oh, and if anyone has any further questions about the spiritual, the light worker, or if you need a spell jar made, also Paranormal Endeavors. So these are called hexahul, and they're samiyaki, and maybe they will produce. So let's see the face. Don't worry, I'll do it with you.
Oh, God.
3, 2, 1.
I'm not like the biggest fan of licorice.
Oh.
These aren't the worst. Like, no, having a Dutch boyfriend means licorice is a big thing. And they're like, licorice. And I'm like, okay. No, this isn't the worst licorice I've ever had.
Oh, that's good.
So thank you for that. I think I got scarred when I was growing up, like all sorts.
It's always fun to see an Englishman, especially like people in the UK, when they try Danish licorice, like the salty licorice, the salmiakki licorice.
I love salty things though. Salt caramel. Oh no. Anyway, that's where we're going to leave it for tonight. Poltergeists, loud, unpredictable, and absolute drama queens of the paranormal world. A huge thanks again to Lotte for stepping in tonight and bringing such a calm, grounded energy to all the chaos. It's been brilliant having you.
It's been amazing being here. Thank you so much. And anytime you need, I'm just a phone call away.
I will remember that. And and thank you for listening and for supporting the show and for keeping the curiosity alive week after week. We'll be back next week with more stories, more hauntings, and probably a few more sleepless nights. Until then, stay cursed, stay curious. We'll see you next time.